Chances are, if I'm dropping a video on a Thursday, it probably means I had a pretty successful Wednesday hunt. I go hunting on weekends and Wednesdays, and a lot of times nothing happens, but sometimes a video comes out of it because I did get some good stuff. We're going to show you what I picked up today. 90% of this was from a seller that I bought from today, and that final 10% is some guy I got from last week that I just forgot to make a video of. Now I'm kicking myself because I said in 2023 one of my goals was to film everything, but the problem is there was so much negotiating with this guy that it took so long to get down. There wasn't a right moment to whip out my camera and start filming this stuff. Also, there's no grand slams. There's not first appearance of Gambit or anything crazy in here, but there are some nice, good inventory books that work really well at claim sales. So I thought I'd start it off here. The ones I put into Mylar. The Amazing Spider-Man, what's that, issue 425. I've also got 424. These are gifts that I'm going to give to my buddy. He's been collecting Amazing Spider-Man. And from like issue 100 to 441, which is the end of that first volume, he's missing like 10 books at this point. And they're actually pretty much all 400 ones. The 400 ones weren't printed as much. 432. You actually find these way less often than you find anything in the 300s. So those are all gifts to my buddy, and now can begin the stuff that I can try to make a profit on. We've got, I always pick up ASM. Here's a kind of a random one. Now, the guy was saying that everything was $2 each. The problem is some of these books I'm going to show you today really are worth only like $1. So it took the full force of my mint hunting negotiating abilities to get him down to $1 per book. So this is the result of that, what you're about to see here. Issue 357 newsstand copy. Very nice. Yeah, it took a while and some of my best negotiating to get him down. This is frickin' cool. Looney Tunes #1, the DC Looney Tunes series from 1994, and I am thinking about getting it graded. It is a newsstand. It is #1, and I never, ever find this in the wild, despite seeing so many thousands and millions of comics. I never find that book. That is absolutely sweet. First time I think I've ever had it, and they're both really high-grade newsstands. I might save that. That might be the best book. Again, there's no crazy books in here, but there's a couple good ones, like this Deadpool #1. Really gorgeous copy. There is 2 spine ticks. Not bad. Everything you're seeing was unbagged and boarded, but some of it is gorgeous, almost flawless versions. We got a Cage 1. I always pick that up for $1 if I can. I am going to try to do some submitting. Despite the fact that they weren't in bags and boards, I've pulled 9/8 out of yard sales and flea markets before, so we can try again. This is, I put it into a bag and board, but this is X-Force #1, Deadpool trading card, and there were several of them. Oop, that's not it. Web of Spider-Man #99. First full appearance of Night Watch. Maybe I might have the characters mixed up, but that's a good one that you often find for $1, and it's worth a lot more. Again, here's one of the X-Forces with the Deadpool trading card, and I think I had one more. Yep, not bad. Keep it going. I always pick this up for $1 if I can. This one had some issues. It had some spine ticks, but whatever, $1. It's the wraparound cover. Then this is back to the really nice condition stuff. This is Amazing Spider-Man 393. My buddy already has that, so I get to sell that myself. A little pro advice: if you see ASM for 50 cents or $1, it almost doesn't even matter what issue it is. Pick it up. Pretty much any ASM book you can sell for $5. It is the most sought after run, I believe, in all of comic books. Everybody tries to complete that whole run. Here's 384. It's just always a good bet. All right, so we've got really sharp Batman Adventures. I always try to pick that up if I can. Really sharp stuff here. Here's another one, issue 19. And issue, I think there was one more. Yeah, issue 24. Yeah, and all that was not bagged and boarded at all. And despite that, it really held its grade. I was really shocked at the condition of these books despite no bag and board. Kind of a random Detective Comics, but I always like that cover. I always try to pick that up. All right, let me move this down here. All right, let's see. Nightwing #1. I weirdly don't see that often. I love that book. All right, now we're going to get into the Maximum Carnage. I picked up an almost complete Maximum Carnage run. It was, get over there. Part 2. I'm missing part 1, but I know I've got it in my short boxes somewhere, so I just got to find it. And I'll add it in. Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, Part 5, missing Part 6, so we're missing Part 1 and Part 6, Part 7, Part 8, Part 9, Part 10, Part 11, missing 12, Part 13, and the final 14 conclusion to that arc. What sucks about this is when I first got into collecting, I wanted to get the full Maximum Carnage run, and I went on eBay and was individually buying each piece of the puzzle. And now here I am 15 years later, and I just got practically the whole thing for almost 10 bucks. Oh well, that's how it works. All right, let's keep it going. We've got another full run here. This is, Night's End, Part 1, Part 2, one of my favorite arcs in all of comics here. Part 3, Part 4, Part 5, Part 6, in gorgeous condition. Some of these are like go get them graded. Part 7, Part 8, Part 9, and Part 10. Fun fact, my first slab that I ever bought myself was a Legends of the Dark Knight, 63, 9.8, because it was the conclusion to the Night's End arc. That's the one I wanted to have. First book I ever bought in a slab. Full run. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, and I'll show you this one. This was just in there. A gorgeous go get it graded copy of Superboy Zero. Direct edition. First appearance of King Shark in a cameo. Not even really a cameo. I mean, that final page is completely devoted to him. So it's a good first appearance. That's awesome. What's that? Probably 20, 25 bucks. That ain't bad. And I might get it graded. All right. The rest of this is from last week, and I just didn't make a video out of it. I didn't think it was quite enough to make a video out of, but now I can show you. Check it out. Robin #7. You're like, okay, James, Robin #7. That's random as hell. Oh, wait, what's that? It's a newsstand, 90s books. Everything you're about to see I got for 50 cents. Newsstand high grade Robin 44. Newsstand high grade Robin 39. Newsstands from the 90s will fetch typically around anywhere from like $3 to $5. So 50 cents and getting a $5 return works for me. There's another one. We've got Flash 130 newsstand. Guy had newsstands of everything in impeccable, nicely kept condition. Another Flash. Another Flash newsstand. Let me move this over here. Yeah, keep an eye out. Some of the more random 90s books you find. Listen, if you can find the newsstand, you'll find a collector that wants high-grade versions of those. Superman Adventures 13, 1997 newsstand. Nice. Especially in the late 90s, that's tough. Number 15, newsstand. Number 17, newsstand. Adventures in the DC Universe Unbelievably amazing cover. I can't believe I've never talked about this before. Number 12, Newsstand. You got it. Action Comics, one of the face covers. Newsstand. Green Lantern, 97. Newsstand. 95. Newsstand. Green Lantern, 88. Newsstand. 78. Newsstand. 87. Newsstand. 82. Newsstand. It's like a Green Lantern jackpot. For being such a 90s DC guy, that's kind of like my favorite stuff. This is like the perfect collection for me. Green Lantern Zero. Ooh! Direct edition. How'd that get in there? Alright, let's move that down. The classic punching out Guy Gardner right in the face. Batman knocks him, KOs him. Newsstand. Boom. Justice League America, high grade newsstand, issue 250, boom. Marvel Comics presents 101 newsstand, N100. And then this is random. I'm surprised I got this. But Thunderstrike number 1, why not? We're going to end it. And I had a shot at getting every single one of these that he had. But I figured I'd pick up like 5. We've got extremely high grade, gradable copies of Pop Parody Comics number 1. Well, what they all are. Number 1. And honestly, the stack he had was like this big. I guess someone in the 90s was speculating on this book. Pretty cool, though. I love those parody covers. I was always a fan of Mad Magazine, so that falls right into my taste there. This is a very James pickup. Newsstand 90s. Full runs from the 90s, or darn close to it. ASMs, newsstand stuff, Superboy Zero. This is very me. As always, they're out there. And notice how we didn't get any crazy deals. There were no king-size Avengers number 10s in today. There was no first Psylocke. Nothing like that. Just good stuff that between the $5 all the way up to $20 mark. And if you pay 50 cents to $1 for them, it stacks up pretty nicely for you and you end up doing pretty well. So get out there, they're there, and keep on hunting.